All right, our next author is Jenny Carr, who has authored Piece of Cake, The Secret to an Anti-Inflammatory Diet. A delicious way to follow an anti-inflammatory diet and get results.
Hi.
How are you today? It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
What inspired you to write this book?
So a number of years ago, I was really ill. I had chronic Lyme disease, and a parasite infection was so severe it put holes through my organs and ate away many of my endocrine glands. And unlike many inspiring stories of people who adopted anti-inflammatory eating to heal themselves, I had already been eating that way for a very long time. And so I attribute my ability to maintain anti-inflammatory eating for about 6 or 7 years prior to that. It really was a huge component that saved my life. So one of my questions has been, how do you maintain, we all do diets, right? Mm-hmm. How do you maintain anti-inflammatory eating in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming and you don't feel deprived?
Right, like what is your secret?
Yeah, exactly. You want to know it?
Yes, I do want to know it.
So in my book, I talk about the top 6 inflammatory foods, which are processed sugar, wheat, cow dairy, inflammatory oils, genetically modified foods, and alcohol. And so that can feel overwhelming, right? Like trying to figure out how to go through what's left. So my secret is that if you become a renegade researcher and really remove processed sugar from your diet, there's over 50 names, it's in this book, but if you become a renegade researcher and swap processed sugar out for natural, non-inflammatory sugars, by default, many of those top 6 inflammatory foods fall to the wayside. So it's a way to streamline.
Yeah. This book is structured uniquely. Tell us more about the how-to guide as well as the recipes that you can find in Piece of Cake.
Yeah, so in the first part of this book, you'll learn a little bit about my story and healing from Lyme, which so many people are either undiagnosed or just starting to become more and more diagnosed. And then I talk about those top 6 inflammatory foods, but again, it's swaps. So it's not taking those away, it's finding options that taste similar but don't have the inflammation. And the second half of the book, I'll just pop through here and see, there's a bunch of beautiful,
oh, it looks delicious,
full color recipes. So there's over 50 recipes in here. And as you can see on the cover, it's an anti-inflammatory cookbook with a cake on it, right? So I have 2 kids that follow this way of eating, and one of which it helped to cure almost his sensory condition, improved it by about 85%. Wow. So kids are not going to eat kale salad all the time, so it's being creative, and also how do you make this happen in a quick way in the kitchen.
Fantastic. And for the viewers at home, how can they connect with you?
Yes, you can find me on my website, which is www.jennycarrhealth, JENNYCARR health.com, or you can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Jenny Carr Health.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Yeah,